Some nights you can be surrounded by noise and still feel like you're standing alone in a quiet room. I've felt that, and I think you have too. You're showing up and doing the right things, yet there's this private emptiness that doesn't even know how to complain. I keep thinking about how many women learn to survive by becoming easy to be around, not fake, just carefully edited. You learn what makes people comfortable and what makes them stay. You wear a version of yourself that works, softening your needs to keep the peace and the relationship. Maybe nobody told you to do this directly. You learned it from the air, from the tiny pauses when you said what you really wanted. Those pauses taught you to stop saying it. You became impressive, and while that is beautiful, it comes with a cost. The more acceptable you become to others, the more distant you feel from your true self. One day you realize you've been performing a life instead of living it. When you get used to being the one who adapts, you start accepting love that is only available when you're convenient. You start calling crumbs patience and neglect busy. You keep going because you're responsible, but something inside begins to whisper, "Is this really what I deserve?" Most people ignore that whisper because listening would mean admitting something is missing. It would mean realizing you've been shrinking just to keep someone else comfortable. That is a heartbreak that doesn't look like a breakup. It looks like a woman slowly leaving herself. I don't want you to keep paying for love with your silence or proving you're low maintenance when your heart is full of unspoken needs. It's time to come home and become loyal to yourself again. Real self-love is the moment you stop negotiating with your worth. It's saying, "I'm done accepting a little just because I'm scared of having nothing." That sentence can be terrifying because if you've been the one who holds everything together, letting go feels like failure. But sometimes the thing you're afraid of losing was already costing you your peace. Admitting you're tired of being strong in places where you deserve to be safe is a soft kind of bravery. We often accept less not because we're foolish, but because we believe that's what love costs. Maybe you learned early on that love came with conditions, that if you were good and easy, you wouldn't be abandoned. This becomes a religion inside your body, and later in life, you may still be living by it without even knowing. We push away parts of ourselves, the inconvenient sadness, the anger, the too much desire, because at some point, they weren't safe to show. These parts don't disappear, they come out as anxiety, guilt, or the habit of picking partners who make you work for their warmth. Familiarity can feel like fate. A woman can be intelligent and successful and still return to what hurts, simply because her inner world is trying to complete an old story. This time, if I love harder, maybe it will be different. But the story doesn't change until you do. You have to understand that when you accept less, you're often avoiding the grief of admitting you deserved more. Looking back and seeing all the times you abandoned yourself is painful, but you weren't stupid. You were loyal. Now, however, loyalty without reciprocity has become self-betrayal. According to a report by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, emotional labor, the effort of managing one's own feelings to sustain others, disproportionately affects women and is a leading cause of burnout and caregiver fatigue. Research in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology indicates that individuals with a preoccupied attachment style often mistake high levels of anxiety and chasing for passion, a phenomenon affecting roughly 20% of the population. Additionally, statistics from the National Center for Health Statistics show that women are significantly more likely than men to report high levels of stress-related exhaustion in relationships where emotional responsiveness is low. These facts confirm that the tiredness you feel is a documented physiological response to a lack of emotional reciprocity and safety. Self-love looks like one small decision repeated until it becomes a new identity. It starts with telling the truth to yourself. I feel lonely. I'm shrinking. Truth feels dangerous when you've survived by being agreeable, but writing it down makes it a reality you can respond to. Notice who drains you and what you keep explaining away. Listen to your inner world, the parts of you that want to be held, not managed, the parts that want to laugh without bracing for disappointment. Sometimes you've been standing at the same door for years, hoping it becomes a different door. The turning point is when you stop waiting to be chosen and start choosing yourself. Self-love is grieving the loss of who you thought you had to be. It's the terrifying calm of realizing you'd rather be alone than be lonely with someone else. When you stop begging for consistency, you become unreachable to manipulation. Boundaries aren't punishments, they are instructions on how to love you. When you raise your standards, some people will call you cold or difficult, but they really mean you are no longer convenient. You didn't come this far to be convenient, you came this far to be real. Stop explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. Stop chasing closure from people who benefit from your confusion. Treat your peace like it's sacred. Self-love isn't arrogance, it's reverence for the life you were given. After you choose yourself, there is often a quiet, uncomfortable season of withdrawal. You might feel empty or scared, but this isn't failure, it's incubation. Your nervous system is learning a new language of calm and safety. Don't rush this season. You're discovering that you're not empty, you're full. You start doing things for yourself, a nourishing meal, a walk without rushing, a morning where you don't check your phone for permission to be okay. Your inner world reorganizes. You begin to recognize what peace feels like, exhaling without fear and not needing to earn warmth. You realize you weren't asking for too much before, you were just asking the wrong person. One day, you walk into a room and don't feel the need to perform. You say no without shaking. When you are aligned, your life meets you differently. You stop sending mixed signals of begging for love while pretending you don't care. You stop offering unlimited access to an exhausted heart. The quiet miracle of self-love is that it changes what you attract by changing what you tolerate. You create space for better things, better friendships, better mornings, and a love that feels like rest, not anxiety. Even if love doesn't come right away, you win because you have yourself. You are not too old to be cherished, too much for wanting warmth, or difficult for requiring respect. You are a whole human being who deserves a life that doesn't keep asking you to suffer for connection. Let your tenderness guide you back to the promise. I won't abandon myself anymore. If tonight is quiet, let it be a sacred quiet where you hear your own voice again. I hope your life starts feeling less like a performance and more like home.